Howdy, everyone. Hillbilly Nation. This is American Hillbilly. And man, I thank you all for showing up tonight. We have a great panel setting it back in the green room, eating up all the M&Ms and Snickers and Reese's peanut butter cups. But anyway, we have a great side chat already out there just rocking and rolling. So I want to thank you all so much for jumping on here. And let me introduce these fellers on the panel, and then we'll jump over and say hi to you guys there in the side chat. And remember, I will try to highlight everybody because sometimes I don't have time to interrupt somebody and say hi. So I welcome everybody in and thank you all so much for being here tonight. And let's just have some fun. So anyway, first up, we have somebody here that's been practicing long shooting. How you doing, Jamie?
Hey man, thanks for having me, Hillbilly. And before we get too deep into this, I switched to the Reese's cups tonight after what happened last time with the peanut M and M's.
Yeah, don't eat the bowl of plain peanuts when there's a bowl of chocolate covered peanuts there beside it.
Yeah. Thank you for being so gracious and taking such good care of us in the green room and all. So, how you been, man? Thanks for having me, guys. I'm telling you what, this is gonna be fun tonight.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a fun, no matter what. We're just gonna have fun, no doubt about that. So let me go ahead and bring on the next guest here. We have MacMan, our
You doing,
favorite
guys? How you
tool
doing,
guy.
everybody?
How you doing, buddy?
I am good. Thanks for the invite, and hi, Jamie. It's always good to be on your show. Looking forward to it. I can see the side chat is already hopping. It looks pretty good, and glad to be here.
Man,
Looking forward to it.
it is. You bet you, buddy. Well, appreciate you showing up tonight, and we'll just go ahead and bring on the next person here. We got Elliot, AR Guns 1776. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me on. It's great to be with you guys. Good to see y'all on the side chat. Always going to be a good show. Looking forward to
it. Oh, yeah. We're going to have fun no matter what they tell us. Yeah. Appreciate you showing up tonight, buddy. Always glad to have you guys on the panel here. So up next, we have the man, the beard, and the easy chair, Mark Thomas. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, great to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Man, you bet you, buddy. So glad you can make it. Always a blast to have you on here.
Well, hoping I can stay awake all night. I am in the comfort chair, however.
Oh, I know. So up next, we have Bubba.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Triclops Ballistic. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
All right.
Man, and don't worry, Mark. I'll wake you up next time. Just poke it if there is next time. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for showing up. So, anyway, let's just go around the panel real quick. We'll just start back up with you, Jamie, and just tell something, about your channel and what you do.
Well, we do the Friday night live streams on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel, and
always a blast.
Big time fun on Friday nights at 8:00. There's my brother Mock. Good to see you out there, man. Over on my channel, I do just gun stuff, reloading, bullet casting, what they'll let us do. I think I'm going to be doing a little bit more gunsmithing, restoration type stuff. Nothing major like boiling rust off and that kind of stuff, but minor light kind of stuff. I got a couple of projects coming up, so I want to share that with you guys too. So, but mostly just doing gun stuff and having fun, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Great channel, man. You guys go over there, catch the Georgia Shooting Connection on Friday nights, and check out Jamie's channel. Just a blast. You'll be excited that you do if you're not already. You know, I mean, I strongly suggest that. So, Mac Man, you want to tell us a little bit about your channel and what you do, buddy?
No problem. Hi, everyone. So I run a stream on a Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Arizona time. Normally runs for about an hour, and it's normally based around a piece of equipment or a bit of reloading. Rather than running a panel, it's just me and the machine, and we'll talk through it, do some demonstrations, and have some fun. And on my channel, I do a lot of try to do some reloading, some casting, do quite a bit of shooting videos. We'll do some reviews, try and do some optic reviews when they come in. I put some hunting videos up when I go hunting, and if I'm out on the side-by-side, we can do that. So it's a good mix. It's I try and keep it fresh, keep it interesting. So hopefully you guys can jump on and enjoy it.
Yeah, it is definitely a lot of fun. So make sure you get over there and check it out because it is so much fun. So anyway, let's go on over here to Bubba. How you doing, Bubba? You want to tell everybody about your channel and what you do?
Pretty simple. I do Bubba things. And I show off cheap guns and test out cheap guns so that people that have a low budget can afford their Second Amendment right. And they need to know what guns are actually worth it and what guns aren't. That's what I do.
And you have a great channel, buddy.
I ain't done nothing in a while, but by God, we're going to
try. Yep. And yeah, if you ain't going to check out Bubba's channel, make sure you do that. It's a blast. I mean, it just really is. So anyway, we'll get on over to you, Mark. So I'll tell everybody a little bit about your channel.
Well, my channel is a mix of everything. A lot of things that my son and I do together. And that's originally why I made the channel, was just to share with the family out on the other side of the state what we were up to. And ended up starting to show some of my leather work. And that, sort of helped things and got me to where I'm being able to provide some good leather work for some of my friends and some of my customers. And last but not least, I do some shooting and reloading and casting, what YouTube allows. And just generally enjoy myself. Enjoy my friends.
Great channel. I mean, enjoy watching it. Your leather work, your craftsmanship amazes me. I mean, it's just, like I said, I got to get a hold of you, get with you about making a shoulder holster for my, revolver, long barrel revolver. So, I mean, that's something that I enjoy so much, is long barrel revolvers and the shoulder holster. So I'll be tickled to death to have that combination.
Well, we'll certainly put you in the line, but I got MacBan in line. I got Bubba in line. We're gonna stay busy.
Bubba having you make a holster for his shotgun he got not very long ago.
No, I'm gonna make him one for his Heritage revolver.
All
MacBan
right.
wants one for his Anaconda.
All right. Sweet. All right, Elliot, you want to tell a little bit about your channel and what you got going on, bud?
Yeah, it used to be a reloading channel. I mostly did in another time, in another life. I did live streams, but apparently not lately. So hopefully I can get the live streams going shortly. And reloading, I've kind of hadn't been doing nothing lately. I've been messing with my car and kind of missing in action. But I'll drop a few shorts, and I'll hope to start back live streaming soon, because I miss all you guys, even on the panel and the side chat. So, but right now I'm messing with a car a lot.
Well, I don't blame you, man. You got that nice looking vet sitting there. I'd be wanting to mess with it too, buddy.
Can be a pain, man.
Well, we're looking forward to when your live shows start back up and everything. It's a lot of fun. I always really enjoy them.
Well, thank you.
So, anyway, so you guys ready for your first topic tonight? And just so people watching and I'll be watching this later. These guys never know what topic I'm going to hit them with, so it's always a surprise to them. I mean, it can be just totally out there. It can be anything. And so, anyway, we're going to go ahead and throw this first topic on tonight. And this is something that I know a lot of people here probably already know. But I'm thinking more in line of, some people that may have just got a certain caliber. They're not for sure when it comes to ammo and stuff. And then there's also people that watch this that might just be getting into firearms. So anyway, this is something that I thought would be a pretty decent topic tonight, and there's probably more to add to this list. But there's just a few of them that I thought of. So, a lot of common questions that I get asked myself, and stuff. So you got like your 9mm Luger ammo, and you got your 9x19 Parabellum, and then you got your 38 Special, but then also you got your, your Plus P ammo. Does the 38 Special have to, for certain, say Plus P on the barrel and on stamped on it? And even if it don't, are those okay to go ahead and shoot in a 357 Magnum? And then, of course, I've had questions, 223 and 556, are they the same? Is one better than the other? Is it just two different names? So I thought we'd kind of cover this a little bit tonight, and hopefully, answer a few questions that people might have. So, Jamie, I'll let you just kind of start this off here, and we'll just kind of go through the room. So if there's, one or more particular type questions like this that you think, people might have, would you want to give your input on?
Yeah, man, that's what I do. 9mm Luger, my 9mm Luger and 9x19mm Parabellum is the same cartridge. 38 Special Plus P is definitely okay in a 357 Magnum. If you have a 38 Special, yes, the barrel should say Plus P, or don't shoot Plus P in the revolver. And yes, that is definitely okay to shoot in your 357 Magnum, but once you do that, you need to go clean your gun, because particularly your cylinders, the 38 Specials is shorter, and there's going to be a collection of carbon right there around, inside the cylinder that needs to be addressed before you put the gun away. Because the reason I say that, it's not like shooting milsurps with that old milsurp ammo where it's going to rust the inside of your gun out and all that kind of stuff if you don't. Or black powder. You shoot black powder, first thing you got to do is wash it out in the bathtub and all that kind of stuff, hot soapy water and all that. It ain't that bad, but what tends to happen is over time it builds up and it gets really, really hard to get out. It's like leading in your barrel if you're a caster. The longer you let it go, the harder the cleanup's going to be. 223 and 556. We could talk all night just about that. Let's do that.
Well, let's go around the room here, and then maybe we just get back to that. That sound okay?
That'd be great.
All righty. And also, guys, we'll go to you next, MacMan, and any of you guys sitting there waiting or whatever on the panel. If you can think of some other similar questions that people might have, go ahead and throw them out there. And also in the side chat, any questions or any opinions you have on any of this stuff, please put it in the side chat, and we'll we'll try to get them addressed, or we'll definitely look at your answers and stuff. So, okay, Mac Man, what do you got to add to this, buddy?
Like Jamie said, the 9mm, it's the same round. There's no difference. 38. So if you've got it, like you said, 38, you can get a 38 revolver, 38 plus P, and a 357. If you buy the 357, you can shoot all those rounds. If you buy the 38 special plus P, you can shoot 38 special plus the plus P. And if it just says 38 special, I would stick to just that. You don't want to be messing them around, trying to put heavier loads through that, because that's what's suggested to shoot through it. And then just a quick one then before we talk about the 223. If your barrel says 223, that's all you shoot. You do not want to put a 5.56 anywhere near it. If it says 223 wild, you're safe to shoot 5.56 through it. And obviously, if it says 5.56, you're safe to shoot. But if it's just got 223, you don't want to be putting 5.56 through it. And we'll talk about why later, because that's Jamie said we can do a chat about that later.
You bet. All right. Well, okay, Bubba, you got anything that you'd like to say about this, buddy? I know you said you got home to a late dinner, so.
Oh, I'm good. I will add that there is also plus P plus now for 38 special.
Yes.
So definitely do not shoot that in just a 38 special. And don't shoot it in a barrel that just says plus P, because it's not going to make it. You're better off with the plus P plus in any gun whatsoever at all. You're better off shooting it out of a thicker barrel, out of a 357 for the 38 special plus P plus, any of that nature. 9mm Luger, 9x19, Parabellum is the same thing. 9mm Makarov, however, is different, and it's made directly for the Makarov. Do not shoot Makarov 9mm in it.
Thanks for bringing that up. Thanks for bringing that up, Bubba, because I'd forgot about that. So
do not shoot 9mm by 21 in a regular 9mm, because it is not made for that either. But 9x19 is the original configuration for the 9mm round, so it is meant for the 9mm. So 9mm, 9x19 Parabellum, you can shoot a 9mm. Any other numbers, do not try. Do not try. You're going to blow up your barrel. Or you're going to knock your extraction pin out, and then you're going to have a whole lot of mess right there, and it's not fun for anybody. 223 5.56 is correct. Definitely do not put a 5.56 round in the 223 barrel, even though they look the exact same size. It is just don't.
Yeah, we'll circle around and have a little more discussion on that. And before we go on over to Mark, I want to see Walter put out there. You can shoot a 45 Schofield and a 45 Cowboy Special and a 45 Colt, but cleaning is very important. So there's another one. So, thanks for putting that out there, Walter. These are kind of questions, we're wanting to put out there, give answers to people that might be have a question about it. Yeah, go ahead, Bubba.
I got one more. 40 Smith & Wesson will fire in a 10mm. It will fire in a 10mm. It's going to be underpowdered, but most 10mm ammo is underpowdered. Honestly, just trust a reloader to reload your rounds, because they underpowder every 10mm round, even if it's supposed to be a high-powered 10mm round. So 40 Smith & Wesson will fit in your revolvers. You're typically going to need Moon clips and stuff like that for those. But in the 610, Mac-Man, you don't need Moon clips for it. So there's certain revolvers you don't need Moon clips for, and certain ones you do. But for 40 Smith & Wesson in any 10mm configuration in a revolver, you're going to need Moon clips.
I've watched some videos where for instance, that new High Point GXP, they were loading 40 Smith & Wessons, the 45 Smith & Wessons in the clip, and it was running it fine, So that's something else that people might not know. Yeah.
Well, here's my other experience with it, because my buddy bought a Springfield 10 millimeter, one of the new tactical command. It's like a $1,500 gun, and it shoots smooth. But we were shooting Underwood ammo in it, and Underwood ammo is kind of pricey. It's kind of pricey self defense ammo, and it was shooting low at 25 feet, I think. It was either 25 feet or we had it at 15 yards. I can't remember if we switched it or not, but it was shooting real low. And we switched to his reloads, and it was on target, like on point. And it threw me for a whirl. Even the 40 Smith & Wesson, there was a huge difference. I just couldn't believe it. So I stand by. They underload any 10 millimeter 40 Smith & Wesson ammo.
All right. Well, David Walcott had a question out there. What about the 308 Winchester and the 7.62 NATO? Anybody would like to answer that?
I got it.
Bubba on the spot, huh?
308 and 7.62 by 51 is 308. It's the same size. It's the exact same size, the exact same diameter and everything. Is the exact same cartridge. 54R, different story. Don't mess with that. Don't go anywhere near that. 39 is meant for the AK. It's meant for yada, yada, yada and stuff like that. It's not meant for a 308. So if it's 7.62 by 39, not a 308. 7.62 by 51, 308. 7.62 by 54, not a 308. But 51 and 308 are the same.
All right. All right, Mark. Well, let's move to you, buddy. What do you got to say about all this? You got any input on this?
Well, Bubba beat me to the punch with the Makarov because they are definitely different. Now, you can trim regular 9mm brass down to make 9mm Makarov, but unless you really needed to, I don't see why you would have to. If you collect your old brass, you can reload it. I think it does actually take a different set of dies, just like 380 takes a different set of dies than 9mm, even though they're same diameter. 38, 357, we all kind of know that. Cleaning in between is a great idea. You don't build up that carbon ring. And the one that's kind of out there that I've been playing with is that 327, 32 H&R Magnum, 32 Smith & Wesson. Those are all compatible. But again, it's a real good idea to clean in between. And there will be those that will tell you can't fire 32 auto in a 32 Smith & Wesson or a 32 H&R Mag or 327, and you can. They're not great, but you can. And a really weird combination, if you put 32 Smith & Wesson long in a Nagant revolver, it will fire, but it will blow the cases out, split the sides.
Oh, yeah?
There's some really strange things out there you can do. Might not be a great idea, but you can do it.
Yeah. Well, All righty. And just real quick for the panel, David Walcott is just kind of checking here. He says, so I can theoretically shoot a 7.62 by 51 millimeter in a 308 safely. So
Yes.
anybody else have a input on that?
Can you show empty cases on live stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. They're the exact same size. That's a 308 to the left.
Let me pull you up here, Bubba. Okay.
So there's a 308 to a 7.62 by 51. They're the exact same size, exact same cartridge. It's just the Russian or metric version of the cartridge itself. That's the only difference in 308 and 7.62 by 51. It's just where it was made.
All right. Jamie, did you have something to add to that for anybody?
My understanding is the big deal between 308 and 7.62 by 51. Military brass tends to be thicker because sometimes it's fired out of a fully automatic weapon. The big deal there is going to be your reloading. You're going to have to reload that thicker brass at a lower pressure because the same powder charge will be at a higher pressure and a thicker brass because your combustion chamber is smaller. You understand what I mean? Like you compare a 308 with a 6.5 Creedmoor, the chamber is shorter. The actual case capacity is shorter on the 308, yet it generates at the same amount of pressure, faster velocity with a smaller bullet. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what you got to be careful of with, Tommy Boy 7.62 by 51 is less psi than 308.
And
Yeah, another way to explain it, Jamie, is with the brass being thicker on a military 7.62, so the outside of the case is exactly the same. There's no difference. But the inside, if you imagine the hole is smaller where the powder goes in. So if you use the same charge in a smaller hole than a 308 case, it's going to fire at a higher pressure and a higher speed because you're exploding that powder in a smaller space because the brass is thicker, so the hole is smaller in the middle. So that's another way just to explain it.
Another way to look at that, what you need if you're going to be reloading, and most of you don't, but so I'm wasting my breath really. But the thing that the way it helps me remember, MacMan, and is think of pressure. Always remember that the velocity is a result of the pressure. So you can build up more pressure in that thicker case with a smaller amount of powder and get a relatively faster, depending on the bullet weight, of course. Like Tommy Boy says, it takes less pressure in the military than the. I'm not sure how much thicker, Michael. I got some military. I got the 51s and I got some regular 308s. We probably don't have time for me to take a hacksaw and cut them in half, dude. That would be a great thing to see.
And the other thing they do is in some of your like a military style gun, so like your Springfield M1A, they recommend you use military brass in them because the action is very, very rough on the brass.
Yeah, it's violent.
And it's so you want to stick to the 7.62 in your military style semi-automatic because it's very rough and you can pull 308 apart, you can damage it because it is thinner. So those guns were designed to run on 7.62 military brass. I believe some of the Grands made in 308 as well, or are they all 30-06? Some of the M1 Grands.
M1 Grands were all 30-06 by definition. The M14s, which was the next progression, was 308.
Yeah, so mainly if you're going to be shooting it in like a military style rifle, it's best to stick to the military brass because it is thicker and stronger. It's not essential, but it's what they advise.
There's Jason Stewart. What's up, buddy? Tommy Boy says the Navy model Grand was 308.
Yeah, I thought it was because I've seen a Grand in 308 and I wasn't 100% sure if it had been rebarreled or something. So that's another gun you'd want to shoot military brass in.
You also got the carbines too.
Just remember, 223 commercial is low pressure. 5.56 is high pressure. NATO is full metal jacket, same size bullet as 308. 308's higher pressure. And typically in most modern guns, you can shoot either one, 308 or NATO 7.62. You're fine. And
Thank you, Elliot. Yeah, we just about to get to you. Do you also want to say anything else about any of the other stuff too, buddy?
The bullets are the same. I can load soft point to NATO brass. There is really not much, no different. Might be a little thicker, but we really, you'd have to pour water in it and do tests, to figure it out. Some of it is definitely, and then some probably in foreign. It's hard to say where it's manufactured. I've seen some brass that's crap. Matter of fact, I've got some 308 brass here that's horrible. I won't say what brand, and it's actually loaded rounds. Sells at Walmart.
Yeah.
It's from the mob country.
Well, all right. We'll get back up. Start back up again on top here, Jamie, and we'll talk about the 223-556. So, let's actually before we do that, everybody make sure you get your hashtag in HBN for Hillbilly Nation, HBN 15 to get entered in the drawing tonight. And anyway, before we start on this next deal with the 223-556, we'll just say hi to everybody that's in the chat. So just type HBN in the chat room, and I'll shout you out here as they go by. So we'll just start out. We got Tactical FUD, PA Reloader, 2 Live Moo. We got AR Gun 1776. We got MacMan 039 Reloading, Tommy Boy, JH 586. We got Anne Marie B. Got Viejo Walter, David Walcott, Alaska 1 Andy, Michael Dunn. So, guys, thank you all so much for being on. Infra Bros. Yeah, he says he's won before. He sure did. Oh, yeah, Tactical FUD. So we got a lot of great people out there. Garage Guy 879. Man, if I happen to miss one of you guys, I am very sorry. I'm so thankful you guys are here tonight. I hope you're having fun. We got more topics coming up, but we'll go ahead and start with Jamie on this topic. We'll go around the room, about the 223-556. So that way, I know a lot of people might be pretty well educated that's on here right now. We also have people come back and watch the reruns of this, or there's probably people on here because I do cast to Twitter, Facebook, and other places that might not even be in the side chat right now that are just listening. So, I just think it's a good deal to kind of answer some of these questions in case they have, a question about this stuff. So anyway, let's start with you, Jamie.
Okay, 223 and 556. We've already established 556 is the higher pressure thing because of the military brass is thicker, and but the main thing, and I have theories, and they're only theories because I haven't really tested it like I want to. Number one, my theory is that 223 and a bolt gun can be very, very, very accurate. And I think in a well-made bolt gun, 556 ammo would be safe to fire in that gun also. And it would probably be very accurate with a little bit more power, with a little bit less powder. And these are theories. This is my brain working. So y'all take none of this as gospel, but you guys in the side chat, y'all help me out too here. But to my understanding, the main difference between the gun, the 223 and the 556 is the length of the free bore in the chamber, because of the military stuff has got to be able to accept whatever kind of ammo they're cramming in it in the middle of a firefight. Mm-hmm. And I understand that. Then you go back to reloading for precision and that kind of stuff, and you start thinking about how far is my how far is my bullet from the lands, and that kind of thing. And yeah, you can talk about that for a long, long time. But I think William Wild passed last week. He's the one that invented that. And I think it's um, no, I think that's the opposite, Michael Dunn. I think 5.56 being the thicker case would take less powder than a 2.23. I think what you got to do is when you're loading 5.56 ammo, you look in your book and in your reloading books, you'll find a different section for 5.56, and you got to be careful about the basic. Yeah, Tommy boy, 5.56 is basically a shot out 2.23 chamber in simple terms. Yes, the rifle's burned out longer, and therefore, that's why I say with the good way of putting it, Tommy boy. 2.22 and a 2.23. I'm not doing that kind of stuff, y'all. I'm just not. I just think there's a reason they write those numbers on the side of the barrel. I think we're supposed to read those. But yeah, I think 2.23. If you really want to get accurate, boomstick, get you a 2.22 and shoot it in a 2.22 rifle, and I think you can get some remarkable accuracy.
Yeah. Cool. Well, while you were talking there, I just went ahead and Googled, because this is kind of the thing I was wondering. So I Googled just on my phone here, is 2.23 and 5.56 the same? So there's a couple different answers. It says 2.23 rounds are virtually identical to size as 5.56 rounds. The majority of the time, the 2.23 ammunition will chamber and fire in a 5.56 chamber, and vice versa. However, the biggest difference between the two is that the 5.56 ammunition is loaded significantly higher in pressure. But then also, the next one down says the difference is 2.23 is civilian round, is the name for civilian round, and 5.56 is named for the military round, that there's no difference. So this is type of stuff people come up to when they try to Google and try to figure out, okay, can I shoot this? And so I'm glad we're answering some of these questions. So
But I call him
yeah, you got some more you want to add on this, Jamie? If not, we'll go ahead and move to
I'm excited y'all getting into it, man. I really am. Yeah, I agree with what Mac put up there. MCK put up there earlier. The difference basically is the chamber and free bore and the 5.56 gun, more so than the ammunition.
All right, Mac Man, you got anything you'd like to add to this or talk about?
Another big difference you'll see between 2.23 and 5.56, and the same with 308 and 7.62. 9 times out of 10, the primers are crimped in, and also they glue primers in as well on some military stuff as well. So you can see a little ring of glue around the primer, and then they normally got 4 little notches in them where they've crimped it. Sometimes they have a crimp all the way around, but a lot of the military stuff has just got 4 little crimps on it. So that's a good way of saying when you just have a quick look to see the difference. And obviously when you go to reload it, you have to remove that crimp so you can set your primer again, otherwise you're just going to ruin primers. But just to go over again, so if your gun says 2.23 on your barrel, that's all you shoot. If it's got 2.23 wild or 5.56, you're safe to shoot all 223 and all 556. That's the biggest thing. You've got like I think it's like an old Bushmaster or something like that. There's not so many of them out there now. It's just stamped 223. Most of them are normally the wild barrel or the 556 barrel. So if it just says 223, just double check it and make sure that you're shooting the right ammo in it. And it's a quick, easy check. Just look at the crimp or the glue on them as well.
All right. Well, appreciate that, buddy. Okay, we'll go ahead and go on down to you, Bubba. Anything you'd like to add on the 223-556 information board?
I will say this. If you're going to be shooting 223, you might as well get a 556 gun. Might as well get a 556 barrel. Eliminate all the issues that you're having, whether or not to shoot 556 and a 223. And, the 556 can handle both. One thing I'm going to say, and this is going to save a lot of people's guns, is if you're going to be shooting 300 blackout, which fits in a 556 and a 223 magazine, label it, because that will chamber and that will blow up your receiver. So I will say that ahead of time. Definitely do that for yourselves. If you're going to be shooting any 300 blackout out of your 556 magazines, definitely check and make sure that you label which ones you're putting 300 blackout in. Or just don't load a magazine at all and wait until you're shooting just that 300 blackout. I will tell you that right now, because there's a lot of videos, and you can look them up. It's like a 300 blackout sneaks into the thing, and all of a sudden somebody's receiver just blows up. They lose their EOTech or whatever fancy dot they had on there because they thought they were being cool shooting 556. So definitely set yourself up for that. And the only reason why I say that is because of the fact of the interchangeability between the magazines for 300 blackout, 556, and 223. If I was to say this in a politician's way, say this is 556. This is what shot out of the AR. This is 9mm. But in reality, this is a 50 BMG. You wouldn't want to chamber a 50 BMG in that, would you? But yeah, no, just definitely check your stuff, guys. 9 times out of 10, if a politician is talking about guns, they have no idea what they're saying. And the ones that do are just being told via Google, so you really can't trust that either. But yeah, definitely label your magazines and stuff like that. And if you're gonna be shooting 223, get a 556. Get a 556. If you're gonna be reloading, I don't know too much about that stuff, so I leave it to the reloaders here to describe that.
Okay. And Michael Dunn had a question there for reloaders. Just wondering if the case says 556, can you load it up like a 223 case?
Absolutely. It's not really loading it up like you really just load it. It doesn't matter if the brass is commercial or 556. Just load it. Put a bullet in it, crimp it, and it's done. There really isn't. You don't really need to get in the weeds on that as a reloader. I mean, you can if you want to study it, but
All right. All righty. We'll go ahead and go to you, Mark. Anything you want to add to the 223-556?
I don't have too much to add because the only barrels I have are 556. I've tinkered with or thought about when I'm at a couple of shops. I like those single shot rifles, and I almost bought a 223 single shot, which might have kind of made that more important to me. But the other, besides 300 blackout, 350 Legend fits in a regular 223 magazine, and I've used the 223 magazine in a pinch to run 350 Legend, but I don't think a 350 Legend would have any trouble or would be able to chamber into a 223 barrel, so that would probably not be a problem. Not like 300 blackout could be. So not too much other than that to add.
All right. Well, thank you, buddy. And how about you, Elliot? Anything else you want to add on any of this? Your 223-556 or anything else, bud?
Yeah, to help new reloaders, guys, when you're reloading and you got to say you got a 556 case here, which is NATO. If you want to load it hot, you would probably, like Jamie said, you would go to the NATO section of your reloading manual. But then again, you don't really have to do that. You can just take your 556 case, as long as the crimp is reamed out, load it to a 223 pressure, or load it hot to make it more of a 556 round. It's kind of confusing for new people, but that's why I said don't get in the weeds with it. If you got a bunch of cases, I know some guys will take the 556 cases over here, on the left hand, and then the others on the right. If you want to do that, that's fine. I mean, I got them mixed. I do separate if I have hundreds of commercial, brass. I keep it segregated and assign a lot number to it. But, basically reloading most of the time, if it's range brass, I just mix it and I load it all with the same recipe. Don't matter what brass it is. Don't matter if it's Federal Lake City, which is NATO, or commercial brass. I just load it. And that's about it.
Just do it. Just like
just do it. Yeah, don't get in the weeds on it. But now, if an old gun years ago, I think Jamie may know this too. Some old guns years ago were, I think, stamped on the barrel 223 Remington. Now, I haven't seen that in years, but at one time you got to be careful. If you do run across one of those rifles, you don't put 556 in it. A lot of people say that's hooey, but I think, if I'm not wrong, they were guns years ago that only shoot the commercial rounds. But now, typically, all modern bolt action rifles, everything, it covers basically every round. Remember, a commercial 223 is a commercial chamber. 556 is a little bit different chamber, like Jamie says. It's a NATO chamber. And then you have the Wild, which is kind of a combination of the NATO and the commercial chamber. The Wild is. It's a little bit, probably I'd say a little bit tighter tolerance than the NATO. The Wild would be, but now, what tolerance, I don't know, because I don't go in the chamber and measure. I do have 308 case gauges here. I do measuring sometimes on that stuff, but I don't fool with it on 223, 556 reloading, at all on that one. But I got, like under my bench here, I got, I think, 500 rounds of, I bought here a while back. Commercial brass only from Brassman, I think was his name, had a website. And I said, well, I want to do that just so I don't have to prep it, and do the swaging. And I segregate it. But typically, if it's range brass, I just load it. If you want to load it hot, load it hot. If you want to load it, mild, load it mild. I don't really get into it. I think Highboy even discusses that sometimes. He says, just load it.
Well, David Walcott said their AR-10s chambered in 338 Federal. That was a question. So I don't know on that.
I think so, because it seems like I remember before Willie passed, he was wanting to build one of those. Yeah, and I think my thing is accuracy,
It don't matter what you got in there if you can't hit his broadside of a barn. Is what you're saying?
No, if I'm reloading, we're talking about pressure and stuff like that.
Pressure,
If I'm reloading ammo, particularly that, it's going to be because I want an accurate round. And the AR platform seems to be detrimental to that, in the fact that you've got to lower your tolerances to be able to get that thing to run. And that's why I'm tempted to go buy me a 223 bolt gun. I just feel like
I like that one.
I think it'd shoot better.
I seen one the other day, Jamie, 223 bolt gun.
I just feel like it would shoot better, shoot more accurate. I think you could turn that round into a super accurate round. And I think the 222 Remington would be even better as far as accuracy. And I don't really know why, but I just feel like that. Partly because the 2 223 evolved from the 222. And another thing you got to remember on these, if you're loading for accuracy and you're using a bolt gun, you're may or may not have. Bolt gun you can single feed them, and I guess you could out of an AR, but magazine length is going to make a big difference. And so much of accuracy has to do with your internal capacities, your neck tension, your brass prep, and where that bullet is setting in relation to the lands and grooves when it takes off. So a 5.56 barrel to me is more for putting rounds down range, whereas a 223 would. Yeah, I didn't know that, Tommy boy. 222 has longer neck to support the bullet better. And
Jamie, I shot probably the first higher powered rifle as a young kid I shot was my grandpa's 223 bolt action. And he used it because the coyotes being across the field, out there by the a pond or whatever, and he'd sit on the porch and pick them off with that. But anyway, Infrabros was asking, this is off topic, he says, but how critical is the jump to the lands when considering accuracy? Do we really need to worry about it for long distance shooting?
Well, I've got a 300 Win Mag, which is a total custom built gun from top to bottom. It's whatever can be done to it could be done to it. And I've done the whole the bullet basically touching the land, 2,000 back, 4,000 back, 6,000 back, 8,000 back. I've done it with multiple times at 500 yards, and I can't see any difference with a group in. I've also been watching a few of the videos now. There's a guy, his name is Eric Cortina, I believe, and he's just won the World Championship out in South Africa, and he's posted a video up basically saying the same again, that there's more important things to worry about in loading than trying to chase the land. You don't need to do it. As long as your bullet is fit in the magazine and it's chambering right and it's not slamming into the land, I couldn't find any difference. Some people might, but when I've shot 5-6 different lengths, they've all grouped basically the same size. So my opinion is that it's not one you need to chase.
Yeah.
And I think 20 thousandths off is a good place to start.
Yeah.
Just by Michael Dunn's comment, he said he's new to needs to learn more about the 223 556. So as we go on here, Michael, if there's any other questions you got that, please put it in the comments there, and we'll see if we can get somebody to answer for you. So.
And just to say, I can see M. Gabriel says the 300 Win Mag has loose tolerances in the free bore. I've also done it in my 7mm mag and my in a 308, and I'm just beginning to do it in a 338 Lepore. I'm playing with a 338 Lepore length as well, and so far, again, nothing much to talk about. So it's my opinion, my experience. Important, but some guys might find some different data out there, but for me, it's something that I don't bother. The most important thing is the neck tension. That is the main thing. That's
right.
Well, with the first question like that, I better get ready for the next one.
So anyway, hang on a second.
Tommy Boy's
Okay,
just
sorry about that, guys.
have I loaded any long brass in 300 Win Mag? To be honest with you, Tommy Boy, my 300 Win Mag is my hunting rifle. It's the custom one, and it's got custom turrets on it, and it's all been set up from Night Force. So if I turn my turret to 10, it shoots 1,000 yards. If I turn it back to 5, shoot 500 yards. If I take it to 20, it shoots 2,000 yards. They've set it up onto those turrets. So my brass, my loading, everything has to be the same as what it was when it was originally built. I can't change powder. I can't change powder, primers. It all has to be exactly the same because otherwise my turrets won't work. And it's just something that was built with that gun when it was built. And it's great for hunting because you can just range find an animal at 750 yards, you turn it to 7.5 and it's on. And you turn it back to 3 and it's on. So I can't really mess around my 300 Win Mag.
That's sweet.
Send me that rifle. Let me borrow it for a few weeks.
Yeah, we can just make the rounds with that thing here. But the only problem is I got to go to another state to shoot that for. Too many trees in the way around here. Oh boy. So anything else on this that you guys like to talk about before we go on to the next topic? Everybody pretty good? All right. Okay, let's see what we got up next here.
I don't know. I'm waiting.
So Boomstick asked the question, who still drinks Bud Light? So I've seen a lot of stuff going on. What's the story behind it? I don't watch the news or nothing. I don't know what's going on. So what's the story behind the Bud Light thing?
I don't know. I've seen a couple of videos about people putting it under their tires and running it over. So I don't know what's going on.
Bud went woke. Bud went woke.
What'd you say, Elliot?
I never drank.
They went woke. Budweiser went woke.
They traded in the horses for unicorns or what?
I would say not woke. I would say they went to sleep, but that's debatable.
Okay. We got one more. I think we'll kind of run through the room pretty quick on this and the side chat, and then we'll get our drawing, and then of course we have some other stuff after this. I did see who was it out there a while ago putting her old sayings. We actually did that last week. Talked about old sayings that you most usually might not hear anymore. So anyway, we'll just go around here and side chat and the panel. And I think this is another question that might go along with, since we're on some of these questions that might be common for people. So how much practicing should a person do shooting? We'll just go ahead and start back with you, Jamie.
All you can, obviously. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, if you don't go to the range at least once a month and shoot at least 500 rounds, you're a bad human being. That ain't me. I don't get to the range near as much as I want, and don't shoot near as much as I probably should. But anytime you can, you need to go. You need to practice. You need to be proficient with the gun you're carrying on your side. You need to be able to shoot the gun you're hunting with. And, all right, somebody's dog in the side chat in the panel is barking, and my dog's barking back at him.
You sure that's coming from the side chat?
No, it's not the side chat. It's somebody in the panel.
Okay, side chat. You need to shut your dogs down a little bit. That actually was mine, Jamie. I'm sorry.
Quiet, boy, quiet.
Mine barked, and then it heard yours bark, and so mine barked again. I tried to mute real quick. These dogs are wanting to show their own.
They are. But, yeah, yeah, you got to be. Every time you go to your range, you need to shoot your carry gun. Every time, no matter what, and that's costly. Gas is more expensive. It costs more to get there. It costs more to. Ammo is more. Even reloaders, primers are so hard to get. When you can find them, they're so dang expensive. But yeah, we need to shoot as much as we can with as many different firearms that we can. Next.
Yeah, I'd say the same. The more you can get out, the better, especially with your carry gun. It's so important that you shoot it, you clean it, and you rotate your ammo. I've got a video coming up on my carry gun, which people might find interesting. So that's probably going to post in the next week or so. But definitely when you go, doesn't matter what gun you take to the range, always take your carry gun, shoot it, rotate your ammo, and clean it when you get home. Put your fresh ammo back in it and put it back in your holster. And you want to be doing that. The more you can do that, the better, because you're going to be more, it's not going to be part of you. So you're not going to be thinking about it when you have to pull it out. And the same when it goes, if you're shooting long rifles, the more you shoot, tighter your group's going to come, everything's going to squeeze down. And I know there's a lot of people saying it's expensive, but why have a $2,000 gun or a $1,500 gun and you're worried about shooting $30 worth of ammo through it, $40 worth of ammo through it? It's there's no point having the gun if you're not gonna use it. So just get out and shoot them and have fun. And the more you shoot, the better you'll get.
All right, and this might be the best comment of the night here. That's just Bubba barking. All right. So, Bubba, we'll go to you. What do you think about practicing, buddy?
I believe you should do it any chance you get. I believe that it is a skill that degrades over time, and that if you're not doing it, you're going to get worse and worse instead of getting better and better. Especially train with your defensive rounds. Whatever you're going to carry, if you're going to be carrying hollow points, train with hollow points. You're going to be training with P plus or any of that nature. Definitely train with that. They shoot differently. The recoils differently. You need to get better timing on that stuff, and it's just going to benefit you in the long run. It's also going to benefit you on a legal standpoint, just because it's not like you. If the worst case scenario, and nobody here wants that worst case scenario to happen. Let me be clear about that. Nobody here wants that worst case scenario to happen. Nobody wants to have to end somebody's life because somebody came up on them. Nobody wants that.
100%, buddy.
And in that situation, you're going to want to have the most practice you can in order to survive. If that happens, if you have to do that one thing that nobody wants to do, then you need to have as much practice as you possibly can in on that. Plus, in the courtrooms and stuff like that, typically someone who actually trains and stuff like that is going to be seen as less of a you're not going to be seen as incompetent. And that actually helps out more in a court of law than you might think. And as far as, whatever gun you're going to take to the range, definitely take your whatever you're going to carry in your house or whatever you're going to personally carry. If you have like an AR-15 and that's your primary defense gun for your house, train it as often as you can. If you're going to be carrying a pistol or anything like that, train with that pistol. If that's what you're carrying to protect yourself when you're out in public, train with that pistol. And 556 Media had a question earlier about optics and whether or not to use iron sights. Yeah, definitely use both. Do both, because that optic will fail. That optic will fail. If you think it's just a 1% chance, that 1% chance is now 100% chance. If you think something's going to fail, and it's rarely going to fail, that's going to be 100% chance when you really need it. So always have a backup iron sights. Always have backup iron sights. If you can get them to line up with your optic, great. Do that. But as far as like having an optic stuff, it doesn't matter how cool you got red anodized parts or any of that bull crap. With everybody's like spending like $300, $500 on different parts for their gun. None of that's going to matter if you can't shoot worth a shit. Pardon my French. None of that's going to matter. Practice,
Bubba, can I address something you said briefly? If your home defense gun is a double barrel Coach gun, 12 gauge, don't train with that. Just point it and blow. Go.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. At least train the scenario. At least train with it in your house. You know, because you yourself know what kind of tight situations you have in your house, whether or not your hallway's tight and that barrel's long. You know what I mean? And whether or not to turn around the corner and stuff. Whether you're going to be able to have the reflex to turn around the corner. Whether or not you're going to know whether or not that gun's going to fit. You know, muscle memory and stuff of that nature. So if you're going to use a shotgun, definitely train with it in your house. Don't load it or anything, but by God, at least train whether or not you can get around a corner or not. Because ultimately it's your gunfight or whatever, so you do what you have to do. But in my personal opinion, train, and then train some more if you have the opportunity.
I was just making a joke, but seriously.
Oh, I got you.
A lot of people say that, though, Jamie. I hear that all the time, even now, over the years, decades. Just point the shotgun and close your eyes and pull the trigger.
And hold on all the time. And hold on tight.
Especially if you got a double barrel 10 gauge.
Yeah.
And one thing I'd like to just kind of throw onto that, since like I do have like chickens and stuff here, the first time I had to step outside because of a predator that was, going against my chickens. In the dark, those iron sights do not work. I had to, kind of do something a little different. And yeah, you can add a flashlight or, a pointed laser. But when you have some predators like that, they see that, they're gone, which I mean, yeah, you can maybe chase them off or whatever. But, on certain cases, they will come back. And so that's why, I think, try a few different things, if you're not used to like pulling the gun up outside at dark, you might want to step outside one night and see if, whatever you have on your gun that you might be able to see, clearly. For that reason, I do have an optic red dot, don't project anything or nothing. Plus with that, I can keep both eyes open. For that particular situation, that's what I found out works great for me, so, I agree with all these guys, and we still got some more in the panel to go through here, but while we was on that, I thought, well, I would, just kind of throw that in, but I think we're up to you, Mark.
Practice when you can, and definitely practice with what you carry. If you have something dedicated, if you're on a second or third floor in your home and you have something there that you keep for home defense, at least, run that out every now and then, and, just try to be as proficient as you can. It is as much mental as it is physical. You got to keep your head together. If there is a situation, you got to keep yourself, calm and focused and determined. So, that's stuff that you have to practice as much as physically shooting.
Yeah. All right. I agree with you. And since we're coming up on you, Elliot, before you answer that, I seen a Tactical Fud put out there. What's better for long range shooting? 6.5, like a 6.5 a small or and large primers. Is there any difference for the small and large primers on long distance? And I know Jamie's biting at the bit to jump in on this too. So since he was just there, so go ahead, Elliot, and then we'll let Jamie throw his 2 cents in on this too.
Typically, small primers pocket won't swell and get loose as quick as a large. Some people like them, some people don't, but it's typically some people call it Palma brass. They'll have a small primer pocket in it, but you can get 308 in large or small too. I probably would go, if I had to do over, I probably would go with a small because it holds up. It just don't seem to expand as much to me on the large primers as much as the large primers, I should say.
All right. And Jamie, since you was just a dead zero, did you have any answers for this? Was there a difference?
I prefer the large primers because in cooler weather, which we were in and didn't anticipate it, some people are having issues, particularly with ball powder and small primer pockets, small primers, igniting the powder. You'd have hang fires or misfires with the cold weather is what was affecting it. And Johnny's Reloading Bench has a whole series on it, so go check that out if y'all guys can find it. I just want that larger primer. I don't know why. And Elliot's got a valid point because as I was reloading to go on that, I had one case that was a range pickup. It wasn't one of my own, but the primer was loose going in. And I still shot it, but I set it aside. I used that for a cider. And when I get to that one again, I marked it. And when I get to that one again, it'll go in the trash. And the only reason I still shot it is because I already had a primer stuck in it. You know, that's 10 cents right there. Anyway.
Yeah, you could do Varget too. And do it if you're going to do the small primer pocket. Stay away from the ball. It is more temperature sensitive.
Yeah.
For sure.
So also, MacMan, the 556 Media asked this question. You got anything to say on that, buddy? Difference between an anvil and a round? Anvil in a round.
Huh. Anvil's on the back of a primer. That's called anvil, but I don't know what he's saying either. Huh.
That's the part of the primer that actually ignites the.
Yeah.
Actually ignites the compound, the ignition compound on the primer. What happens is your firing pin hits the primer, and it crushes that anvil, and it makes the spark and sets off your charge.
All right.
I got one more thing I want to address.
Yeah, you bet.
MCK brought up a good point, and if anybody doesn't understand what he said we can practice situational awareness all the time and get proficient at it, and we'll lower the chance of one becoming a victim. What he's talking about is mental reps, guys. So that's another thing I want to extrapolate on or speak about, rather. A mental rep is something that you also need to practice when you're going to be doing shooting and you're going to be intending to protect yourself from a threat. Okay. And you can do a mental rep without even having your gun or anything like that. You need to prepare yourself for what situation is going to happen when it happens, how you're going to react to it. Like if you're at your house, somebody breaks into your house, a mental rep would be, all right, what's my plan for what I do with my kids and stuff like that? Where am I going to put my kids? Where am I going to put my wife? Where am I going to hide my children, my family while I go and do this so that I don't have to worry about them getting in the way when I'm going to go clear my house because somebody broke in. Okay. That's a mental rep. That's something else that we need to practice. Situational awareness comes from mental reps as well. So mental rep is just as important as shooting. So practice what you're going to do in any situation that's going to come up. You know, think of situations in your head and how you're going to respond to that, especially when it comes to the police coming down. You need to respond to that. You need to know what you're going to do in that situation, how you're going to handle it. So that's it.
Yeah, I thought about that one day when I was sitting on the throne, Bubba, and I decided to add a firearm into the bathroom area.
That's a great place for thinking.
It is.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and step away. We got an early
right.
morning tomorrow morning, and I'm starting to feel like I'm about 5 minutes away from being out.
Right.
So
Well,
care,
thanks
man.
for jumping on, Mark.
Have
Sure
a-
appreciate you, buddy. We're fixing to do this drawing, and then we'll probably be getting out of here. So,
Yep. Have a great rest of the evening. Happy Easter to everyone. We'll see
Take
you.
care.
You too.
Thank
thank you, Mark.
Good night.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
You know, he brought up a good topic, though. I am convinced that the thinker, the statue of the guy going like this, is not complete. There should be a toilet directly underneath it.
Possibility. All right. Well, everybody, make sure that I'll put this back up here on the screen. Make sure that you're getting your hashtags in there. Hashtag HBN15. And we will go ahead and draw here and see who the winner is for tonight. And well, we're finishing letting everybody get that in here. I'll show you what we're giving away, which a lot of you guys have seen this before. It's something that I give away quite regular on here. And see, let me bring this up here. So I had this in my range bag, and so I just went ahead and keep it here so I can show everybody. This is a knife, has a bottle opener on it, nice little blade. You got some teeth down here also, has a belt clip. This thing also has a magnet on the back of that with a flashlight, which is kind of handy, especially if you're searching through your range bag or, your vehicle at night, trying to find something. Then it does have a magnesium fire starter. So I've not had to use that yet, and hope I don't. It's got a glass breaker on it, seatbelt cutter, rope cutter. So anyway, this will be the prize tonight. These come in red, black, green, and blue. So whoever wins tonight, make sure you email me. And let me go ahead and put my email out here also. All right. Here's my email. So whoever wins tonight, make sure you give me an email and then what color you would like to have. So anyway, we'll give just a few more seconds here. Make sure everybody's entered. I see we still got people entering. So all right. And let me get out of this full screen here. There we go. Get out of there. Nobody wants to see my ugly mug. So anyway, yeah, we still got people joining in here on hashtag HBN15. And all right, so let me pull the screen up here and we will draw this and find out who the winner is. So I got to wind this up here, get all wound up, and let's turn this baby loose. Round and round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Tommy boy.
Tommy boy.
Congratulations, Tommy boy. You are the winner tonight. Congratulations, buddy. So, Tommy Boy, hit me up on my email there. Again, tell me which color you'd like. It is red, black, green, and blue. And give me your shipping address that you want it shipped to, and I'll get it sent out to you. So, anyway, everybody's giving Tommy Boy a lot of congratulations. All righty.
There it is. I was waiting for Rig to come up.
All right. Let me write this down. Tommy Boy wants red. He's already made his mind up.
I've even wondered if you do it when you first come in the stream and it rolls out of the chat, does it still remember it? I've wondered about that.
What do you mean? Like when somebody puts their...
Yeah, sometimes they come in early like I did, and if you actually look at the thing when it's doing it, all those people I don't see even when that thing starts rotating. I was just curious about that.
Yeah.
But
soon as I start my stream, I put that in.
mhm.
And so anytime, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but anytime in the side chat somebody puts that in, it collects that, no matter what. And it does spin through them. Sometimes I've wondered, like, oh, did it miss somebody? But it's a random generator, and I don't know, man. I'm just surprised Tim S didn't win. He's been winning everything lately, it seems like. Yeah, G's won that before, so he has one sitting at home. So
I love the
anyway,
red.
so
And his first one holler rigged. He's already won one.
well, New York Outcast ain't in here. Most usually is the first one. So anyway, real quick, guys. Also, we're just going to hit this topic up real quick, and because tomorrow is Easter, so we'll just start with you, Jamie, and fill in on the side chat. So, what do you got planned for Easter? I mean, are you doing like a something that you guys doing something that traditionally, you're gonna have the kids or grandkids hunt some eggs? You going to like a community park where they do, a get together and hunt eggs. Easter dinner, you got Sunday church, ceremony and everything. So I thought it might be kind of interesting since tomorrow is Easter, and a lot of us will be celebrating that. So
It's going to be a different Easter for us this year. We've had some near catastrophes in our life lately.
sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, well, a couple of Mondays ago, my mother-in-law drove through the Bojangles in Rome, and thank the Lord she was okay. But she made a new drive-through, and this one goes straight up to the counter inside the store. So,
Oh my goodness.
but she was okay. So, but today, my wife got caught in a flash flood and was washed off the road, and we lost the car. It's been a tough couple of 3 weeks for us, but we will be in church tomorrow morning, and then hopefully come home and hide eggs for the grandbaby, and probably go out to eat. And that'd probably be it. Maybe I can go
Okay.
with parents.
And also, well, since we're on this topic, this has been something that has been a deal in my family for years. Do you cut your grass before Easter? We never would cut grass before Easter because of hiding eggs. Well, this year it's at my daughter and son-in-law's house, so I was able to. I've cut my grass twice now. So
I've cut ours. I cut ours last week.
All right. Okay, Mac man. Let's move on to you, buddy. And
You muted, Mac.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
So we got the grandkids coming up in the morning, so we're going to put the eggs out first thing in the morning. We do that every year for them. And then me and my wife, we're going to go out on the side-by-side. We're going to do some trails tomorrow. We're going to take a barbecue, little gas barbecue with us. We take a cooler with some sausages and things like that in there, and we stop and have lunch somewhere out in there on one of the mountains or out by a river or a lake or something. And we sit out there, cook some food, and we just have a good time. It's given a nice day. We're going to be in the low 80s again tomorrow. And yeah, we'll go out and have some fun on the side-by-side.
oh, that sounds like fun, buddy. I love a good ATV trip. Of course, I always pack food. You never catch. I'd go a quarter mile up the road. I got at least throw some crackers or something in there. Into the saddlebag, All right, that sounds like fun, buddy. So, all right, Bubba, you got any plans for Easter tomorrow?
Well, one, I'm going to make a comment. Jamie knows why she drove through the drive-through like that. All right, they didn't give her biscuits, so she was mad. All right, that's understandable. Okay, that's understandable to do that. All right. Secondly, I want to say prayers to your family, Jamie.
Yes.
Hope everything ends up all right, brother, and be praying for you
so much.
Third thing, I had a question asked to me before this, so I'm going to answer that real quick. Boomstick, I'm going to be ordering it Tuesday of this week. Some money problems came up, and I wasn't able to get it yet, so that's why it hasn't showed up yet. But be prepared for that, because I'm actually going to do a video on that. And far as Easter is concerned, I have 30 nieces and nephews. And they're all going to be over tomorrow.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Nice.
So on average, we had about 1,000 eggs, just because of how many there are. And we usually have, one for the youngers, like 5 and under, go around and stuff. Usually have like little babies and stuff, hide ones that's very easy to see and stuff. So like 2 years old and younger, parents are carrying them around and stuff. And then we usually do like 6 and up to like 15, which is the oldest nephew I have right now, taking care of them. So, yeah, it's going to be a whirlwind of, oh my God. But yeah, that's what you usually do for Easter and stuff. Have a big old dinner and things, and just spend a lot of quality family time, go to church and stuff. And, most of our family don't come. We call them CEOs in my family. All right. Christmas and Easter only people. So, so they're usually the only ones that show up on Sundays is when it's Christmas, Easter. So, going to be having a little bit of fun with that and stuff. So, and just getting together, having a good time. That's about it.
All right, I'm gonna write down Tommy Boy's email. He said mine didn't go through for him, so I don't know what's wrong with that. I mean, I use it all the time, so I don't know what the problem was, buddy. But I am writing down yours, and I will get that sent out to you, buddy. So, okay, Elliot. What you got plans for tomorrow?
Absolutely nothing. It's too wet here.
Too wet?
I can't hunt eggs. I can't put out eggs. Matter of fact, it probably almost come up to about 1 inch in my shoes. I don't even go outside because I don't want to get my white tennis shoes dirty. So, it's just,
well, you can't get the floor mats in that vet muddy either.
yeah. I got a bunch of great grandkids, great grandkids. Get tongue tied there. Got one was just born actually, and thank God it was a boy. We've been having a lot of girls in our family the past few years. Now we got 2 boys. I have 2 boy great grandchildren. That's cool.
Well, I'll tell you the story on that on my side real quick. I had 3 daughters, I got 6 granddaughters and finally 1 grandson, the youngest.
Wow.
Or next to youngest, I'm sorry. And so I understand that. I love the girls. They just
Oh yeah, definitely.
they just own my heart, but it's nice to have a boy in the family. So all righty. So we got something else here. Let's just, me. I mean, topics can be all over the place, and so I thought, well, since we had dogs barking on the side chat, we just bring this topic up. What's your favorite breed of dog, and what's your
Yeah.
favorite dog name? I mean, come on, surely. And if you don't have a dog, then throw in a cat, or coon if you got a pet coon, whatever. So anyway, we'll go ahead and end on this topic here as we go through the room real quick and the side chat. So Jamie.
Yes,
So
sir.
what was that? What was that that's barking a while ago?
That's my dog Blaze. He's
Blaze. All right.
yeah, he's half pit and half hound dog. Uh, it's really weird to see a dog that looks like a pit howl like a blue tick. If y'all know, what I mean.
Yeah.
He just got oh, just cries. Well, you heard him.
Yeah.
But he's about, I would say, 75, 80 pounds of solid muscle. And his name's Blaze, and he's a dangerous dog. He looks very intimidating, but he'll lick you to death. His problem is he thinks he weighs 20 pounds, and he wants to jump up in your arms.
Wants to be a lap dog.
Yeah, he wants to be a lap dog. But that ain't the way it works out. He jumps up to, you bend over and you pet him, and then he wants to jump up in your arms, and he winds up nosing you right in the mouth and about half knocks you out. So, yeah, I need to do a video on him, and yeah. Thanks for asking about him. That's pretty
You
cool.
bet. Walter says my favorite dog's a yellow lab named Eden. Named for a girl once dated. All right.
Did she have a garden?
She wasn't a dog, was she,
I
Walter?
had 2 cats, Sunday and Gator. I'm allergic. Dogs are Gracie, Moby, Mickey, Augie, and Maggie. Geez, Moo, you sound like my household. One time we had 5 dogs, not all in the house or whatever, but we had 5 dogs on property. And my goodness, chocolate lab. All right, we're getting some great questions there. Yeah, labs are awesome. Yeah, we have an Aussie mix, Jamie, and she's about 80 pounds, and she wants to be a lap dog sometimes too, and that's a problem. So, all right, Macman, do you have any pets, or if not, or also you can name your favorite breed of dog or a favorite animal name?
So the last dog I had was an English Springer Spaniel, and we called it Sparky because he was super hyper. He was climbing the walls every day. I had him for about 8 or 9 years, and with the business and everything over here, we just decided we weren't going to buy another dog. It wouldn't be fair because we tend to go away a lot when we can at weekends. It's the only time me and my wife get together now because I'm working long hours all week. So it'd be a bit unfair to have a dog. So we decided not to have a dog. But my daughter bought a Labradoodle about a year ago. and they called her Bella. And
Oh,
what a
yeah?
good dog! And my granddaughter, she's 8, and she throws the dog around. She's fighting with the dog, and she's such a good dog. It's amazing how timid that dog is towards my little granddaughter. So it's pretty cool. And I could see one of the guys put up here about his son learning to drive. I can't remember who put it up here, and just having a quick look. So his son or his daughter just started to drive at 16, and he says it's really surreal to see her doing that. And I'm in the same boat. My grandson's just turned 16, and he's out driving on his own now.
Oh, no.
My wife is totally on pins whenever he goes out in the car. She just says, he's too young to be out driving. He shouldn't be driving. He's still a baby. But no, he's 16. He's looking for a job. He's driving. And yeah, it's weird to see him driving, but I suppose they've got to grow up.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And, oh, my goodness. Yeah, I was actually sending a picture to my computer here. I'll show you when you talked about big dogs there. I'll show you one of my granddaughter and her dog here in a minute. 120-pound pit bull.
Wow.
That is a big pit bull. My goodness.
It was Garage Guy put it on. He said that I have a 16-year-old granddaughter, and to see her driving is surreal. They grow up too fast. You're right there, Garage Guy. They just, 1 minute they're babies lying in your hand, next thing they're driving. It's scary how fast they grow up.
Oh, it is. Most definitely. It definitely is. So, anyway, all right, Bubba, we're down to you, buddy.
So I have 3 dog breeds that I like, and they're all equal as far as the ones I like. Siberian Husky, number 1 as far as out of the 3, but then it would be a German Shepherd, because, can't go wrong with a German Shepherd, and a pug. I like pugs. I can't help it. Every time I see a pug, I think of Men in Black, and I want to shake and say, "No, you can talk, Frank." But I love all 3 of them equally. And my favorite dog names, there's 2 of them. One was Lita, which was a Heinz 57 dog that I used to have when I was a kid. And we had like a 10-foot fence, and she would jump it every day to get over to the neighbor's dogs.
No kidding.
And it was insane because she was only about 2 foot tall, but she would jump that 10-foot fence like it was nothing. and the other favorite dog name was Shiro, which is why I like Siberian Huskies. He was an albino Siberian Husky, and he was just all white. And Shiro in Japanese means white. This is literally what it means, is white.
Oh, yeah.
And this dog was literally a phantom, because you never saw him coming, ever saw him coming. You'd be sitting there on the couch in my friend's house or whatever, and then all of a sudden he was just like, "What is licking my arm?" And there he was, licking the living crap out of your face.
Oh, that's a big one.
So this is my 9-year-old granddaughter, and this is how old's that dog they got? A year old? The big black one, Amy?
10 months.
10 months old.
Wow.
And it was a little bitty thing when they brought it home. Ain't that something?
Yeah, my uncle's got a Great Dane, and that thing is like 4 months old, and the thing's almost as tall as me. And I'm 6'4". So yeah,
That looked like a kid in a dog suit.
It did. I couldn't believe it. So then there's another picture where she's like trying to pick it up and she can't even get it off the ground. Too Hot Moose says pugs will bankrupt you.
yeah, because I'm going to be shaking it the whole time. How many hospital bills I'm going to have to pay for that dog?
All right, boys, I got to go.
All
Got
right.
Good night,
No.
Jamie.
this morning.
See you.
All right, Jamie. We're gonna get
Thanks
to
for
Elliot, and we're gonna close this thing. So good night, buddy. Is there anything you got coming up? I know you have something coming up. You want to go ahead and tell everybody real quick?
I've got a review coming out for the BRG Elite 9 that Chris and Gene helped me do up at Dead Zero. And of course, Friday nights and the Georgia Shooting Connection. Good night, y'all. Happy Easter. Thank you for having me. And good to see you, Mac Man, Elliot,
Good to see you, Jamie.
Bubba. Be
Good
good.
to see you,
Y'all-
Jamie. Thanks
Y'all
for
have a
coming,
good.
buddy.
Y'all have a good Easter tomorrow.
You too,
You
man.
too,
God bless.
buddy. And we'll
You,
be
Jamie.
praying for you, buddy, your family. So
Yeah.
Thanks. God bless all y'all.
bless you too, buddy. Thanks for being on tonight. All right, Elliot. So it's up to you here. Any dogs, or did you have any dogs? Your favorite breed, favorite name?
I went my whole life without a dog, and I used to tell my daughter, I said, if I get old and get a dog, shoot me. And I said, I don't have time in life for a dog. But 2007 or 8, I got a half English chocolate lab, and I named it Apollo. It almost went to 100 pounds, close to 100 pounds at one time.
Wow.
Apollo, which is God of light and destroyer of worlds, I think is what the meaning of the Greek name is. So Apollo was my favorite name, and he was the only dog. I got a dog now, but it's a mixed lab. Not quite as smart as my original. I don't like American labs that much because they tend to be over hyper, really crazy. But an English lab is a little more heavier, a little more slower. They tire out a little bit better, and to me, they make better hunting dogs in some ways.
Yeah.
And, but I love English labs, chocolate labs, and the next one would be German Shepherds, like Bubba. I've always loved German Shepherds as a kid.
Oh
I think
yeah.
they're cool.
Beautiful dogs.
Yeah, they are.
Well, all righty. Well, guys, I thank you all so much. We've been we're on getting close to 2 hours now. So I really appreciate everybody jumping on the panel, the side chat and everything. So we're going to give a real quick close here on, plug your channel, and then we'll get out of here. So we'll start with you, Mac Man. What you got coming up? You want to plug about your channel, buddy?
Cool. I just like to say thanks for the invite. We had a great evening tonight. It was good topics, good chat. The side chat was really good. Appreciate everybody jumping on and all the questions. Really enjoyed it. So I got a stream coming up Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Arizona time, and it's just MacMan039 reloading. I've got some shooting videos coming up. I've got to edit through. I got a few more too. I picked up a new gun, so I'm going to be doing an unboxing and a shooting on that one. It's the Smith & Wesson 610 in 10mm. So I got that one picked up. That one's going to be the next sort of review I do. And yeah, just going to try and do some more reloading and casting videos, get them out there, and maybe do some videos tomorrow when I'm out on the side-by-side. So we're looking forward to a day out with a wife. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
Again,
man.
Thanks for the invite.
Buddy, I thank you for being on. Guys, if you went over to Mac Man's channel, get over there and check it out. Subscribe, do yourself a favor. He's got, great videos, great live shows. And same way with Jamie that had to leave, and Mark Thomas. Check out their videos also and subscribe. And of course, we got Bubba and Elliot on here. Same thing, And I wish we were closer together, Mac Man. Geez, man, we'd get together and do some side-by-side riding, buddy.
It would be cool.
Can you imagine going to the range with Mac? How many guns you gonna be shooting?
We could probably fill up the bed of both of our side-by-sides. I don't know
I'd
if
love
we
to,
took all
though.
our guns, Mac. We'd probably have to pull some trailers, I would say.
Probably would.
All right. Well, thanks again for being on tonight, Mac. And so, Bubba, we're going to plug your channel, buddy. What you got coming up? And Oh, you're on mute, bud. You're on mute.
Well, first of all, MacMan didn't tell you one of the other things he's going to be shooting is he's going to have a large 6 foot tall, 6'4" man knocking on his door saying, "Let me shoot it too." And, it may or may not be me. I don't know. He's going to have a random knock at the door, like, wait a damn minute. But yeah, because 610 is one of the ones I've been wanting to shoot for a while. And but I'm going to give a shout out to somebody else real quick. Boomstick 779. He has a great channel. He's probably one of the best marksmen I've ever seen.
Oh, very good.
Boomstick's a great friend of mine. He's helped me out quite a bit, and I'll give him a good shout out. So if you guys haven't checked out his channel, go check out his channel. Boomstick will not disappoint. Unless YouTube takes him down, because man, they hate his guts here lately. But yeah, definitely check out Boomstick 779. As far as I am concerned, Tuesday I'm going to be buying my competition rifle finally, and testing out everything on it and seeing what all kinds of stuff I need to get on it, because I'm probably going to put an arc and scope on it. But that probably won't be until next week. So that's probably what's going to be coming up for my channels, and yeah, it's about it really. And guys, don't let a price point stop you from getting your Second Amendment right started. So
you bet, buddy. No doubt about that. Yeah, and guys, I mean, Boomstick, Garage Guy, there's so many people on this side chat too that has just great channels. You got Chad Kelly out there. He joined in late. I mean, I can't even name everybody that just has such good content, great channels. So, make sure you go check them out. And okay, Elliot, tell us, plug your channel. You got anything coming up? I know you're excited to get started back with your lives and everything, and so.
Yeah, I hope to get back to the lives soon. I've got so much stuff to do with this car. It's kind of, this car's 30-something years old. And even though it's nice, there's a lot of things that I need to do to it. And I've been ordering parts left and right. And matter of fact, today I got a brand new tension for the serpentine belt. Tensioner came in from Amazon.
All right.
And it arrived. Spark plug wires, you name it. I hope to get back in live streaming. I'm planning on it shortly, because I do miss it and miss talking to the guys in the side chat. Great being on here. I always enjoy your show, Hillbilly. Had a great time, and good seeing everyone in the side chat. If I do a thing, I don't know if I'll start next week. I might do a stream. Sometimes I want to do it on Sunday, and I kind of forget about the time when I'm messing with the car, and I look up and it's about 2:00, and I don't like streaming over a fellow Georgian here, so I kind of don't do it.
Well, and we're excited for whenever you start back up, buddy. So just let us all know, and we'll jump in there and join you.
I love live streaming, though. It's habit forming.
All right.
Fun.
Well, anyway, I sure appreciate you guys being on the panel tonight. Thank you all for being out there in the side chat. It's been wonderful. I've enjoyed it. It's been so much fun. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. And we'll keep doing this on Saturday night, as long as everybody's having fun and everything. So I just want to tell you all, remember, God, family, and country. And make somebody's day better, will you? I mean, it don't take much to make somebody's day. A smile, one of those corny dad jokes, I mean, it's easy to do. So anyway, if the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise, we'll be seeing you again. I love you, Hillbilly Nation. Everybody say bye.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good one.
Back.